Hello 2020 tubers, and welcome to a update video with me, BlueAnkylo. It has been a very long time since I've made one of these, and I was feeling a little bit guilty, so I figured, hey, there's no time better than the present, or something like that. Haha, 2020, haha, joke. So, while I'm chatting with you guys about the channel and, you know, life, I'll just be playing a little bit of Dwarf Fortress in the background. If you're unfamiliar with Dwarf Fortress, don't worry about it too much, but this is a pretty well-established fortress, 120 citizens, of which about half of them are stupid children, because I messed up when I started that setting, and, you know, pretty well, if you know things about Dwarf Fortress, you can see we're very wealthy, and it's a pretty stable fort, and all that. You know, we've got a bunch of nobles, everything's pretty well established. You know, we haven't won the game or anything, as if you can win, but anyway, so I'll just be doing a special fun thing. We'll see what happens here. Gotta go way down. If you're just following along, pay attention to the bottom right number at your Z level. So the surface is level 129. My fortress is like 10 floors below that, around here. There's like a big vertical shaft, those X's. This is where all my, you know, my workshops, and then storage, tavern, living areas, more living areas. It's like hospitals and crypts, and then further down is like our cave level, where there's like, you know, underground monsters and stuff. And then this is like only 98. This is like 90% of my gameplay stopped at this depth. We didn't go any deeper. But then I started digging deeper to find more caves, and it took 95 levels to find the next cave, which was flooded with water, so that sucked. And then it took another, now we're in negative 18, so another 20 or so levels to get to the final cave level. So anyway, I'm down here, you know, exploring things. The biggest problem I have in my fort these days is actually frames per second, not really staying alive, for now. So anyway, channel update. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are staying alive and healthy with the whole coronavirus stuff. It's a pretty terrible year, I would say. I mean, you know, maybe not the worst year in all of history, but you know, not the nicest by any means. So just, you know, I feel a little bit bad because I haven't been as what would I call it? I haven't been as reliably streaming or recording as I plan on. You know, I often have big plans, and then, you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This year, I mean, like, again, I guess just to forewarn you, I don't mean to make this a big complainy episode where Blue just whines about life, but you know, I want to explain a little bit about what's going on with the whole channel stuff. So yeah, you know, I haven't been really recording Let's Plays quite at the pace I was planning on. It's no big deal. Like, there's nothing specifically wrong with me. The old BlueAnkylo here is fine. I'm not dying or anything. I'm not sick. I don't have any good excuse. It's just, you know, 2020 is rough, and it's very stressful. So I find myself, I would say, less motivated than usual, probably is the best way to explain it. I'm finding a lot of YouTube's work side of things more difficult than I really have the patience for. So although I'm still like playing video games, and actually I've been doing quite a lot of live streaming, especially earlier on in the year, right when the COVID-19 started, and we actually did quite a lot of live stream stuff. Of course, I know lots of you guys on the channel, the long-time viewers, you blue tubers, you know, you can't necessarily be around for a live stream or match up my time zones or my crazy stream schedule. So you know, I understand it's not totally fair for everybody just streaming, so that's why I feel a little bit bad about not just having my regular upload schedule. Now, that is to say, pretty much everything I've streamed is scheduled to be uploaded and released as a normal video, just, you know, slightly recorded a little differently. Like, you know, it's I do also sympathize a little bit with like streaming. Like recording a gameplay while streaming is definitely different than than just record. Like right now, when I'm not streaming right now. I'm just recording it for you guys. I think I structure my videos a little differently when I'm doing it just for the future tubers, rather than chatting with the live tubers. Mind you, when I'm streaming and recording, I still try to make sure we're not. I would hate to be one of those channels where suddenly the what do I try to say here? The record or the live stream episodes are totally different, where there's like I don't personally enjoy the big noisy like notifications and pop-ups and stuff that some channels do. Like personally, that kind of ticks me off a little bit. Well, that didn't work at all. Well, we got some fun stuff. Hope you made a backup save recently. Yeah, we're all dead. That was not supposed to happen. Inexperienced Ankylo. I was trying to be careful, but I wasn't careful enough. I had a feeling the middle of this one was like that. Like this open area here. If you can tell, it says open space. I had a feeling that would go down to the bottom of the map. Floor 29 is the very bottom. Negative 29 is the very bottom. But it turns out... What did I dig out? Oh, I diagonally. That's it. I thought I had one more tile separating that. I shouldn't have broke that. Actually, it's because on this floor it moves over one. Dang. Well, that'll get me. Well, it's all good. This is what this game's all about. We'll just send everyone down here. They'll be fine. I got loads of military dwarves. They're all armored in steel dwarves. We'll put the Marks dwarves over here where they will totally survive. Don't worry about this list of monsters that will be showing up any second. Horrifying screams. This is spoilers, by the way. If you've if you've never played Dwarf Fortress, I just spoiled the end. But yeah, so anyway, channel-wise, like I said, I feel a little bit bad, and oh, that didn't take very long at all, did it? What do we get? Some shade haunts and a boiling banshee. Composed of steam. It has large mandibles and it squirms. That one's not too bad. What about this one? Quadruped of ash. Also not too bad. I mean, if that's all we get down there, we'll be fine. There's quite a lot of them, though. Oh, there's a lot of them. Where's all my military, anyway? You guys are taking way too long. Zoom is center. Oh, they're nowhere near in position. Okay, we're going to make a change of plans. Everything's going to come up this way. I could block off... I could still save my base. I actually have time to save it. I could just close my gates and they'd never make it in, but that's cheating. That's cheaters talk. Maybe... Sometimes positioning dwarves is difficult. So yeah, the main thing, like I was trying to say, was... I feel a little bit guilty about my channel stuff, and I wish I could promise I would be better about it. But 2020 it's been real hard. I think everyone, it's kind of a shared experience. We've all had a rough time with it this year, so I'm not trying to say anything really special for me. Why are they going downstairs now rather than stay up here? Like seriously. Our best chance is if we just group up. The hammer dwarves are kind of useless. The mace dwarves are kind of useless. The marks dwarves are probably the most useless. And we're going to be relying heavily on spears and axes. So I want them in the most optimal positions here. Right, so what else should we talk about? So, okay. If you've been following along, if you've been watching some of the live streams maybe, or at least hearing about them. Oh boy, people are dying. Stuff's going on. I think these were... Oh, you know what I could have done? I forgot to put my alerts on. I could have told my civilians to get back home. That would have been smart. Okay, we're gonna have to turn that sound effect off. Thanks. yeah, so I've obviously streamed some games that haven't made it to YouTube yet. I'm way behind. Like I've got 100 Xenonauts episodes. I did a Secret of Mana live stream, a Seiken Densetsu or Trials of Mana for the Super Nintendo live stream. We've been pretty busy. Oh yeah, we're fighting some. I'm not paying very close attention to what's going on here. Playing too fast. Honestly, most of these enemies we will actually be fine against. Blizzard Devils are going to be made of... this is actually kind of lucky. Some of the things you could find down there would be way stronger. But enemies made of snow? That's not that bad. Steam, snow... Steam... Well, that's the first... This is more dangerous. It's just a firefly with poisonous vapors, but it's enormous, which means it's probably the size of a house. But so far, pretty much only one dangerous enemy, with everything else being pretty calm. It'll still probably kill everybody. Don't get your hopes up. Especially if I'm not really microing at all. Anyway, so yeah, Secret of Mana, Seiken Densetsu 3. I played a little bit of Diablo. We had Xenonauts. Also, if you remember Millennium 2.2, the Amiga game, I played the sequel to that, Deuteros, which was kind of hit or miss. Apparently my audio is just never going to work ever again. I don't know why it's doing that. Alright, no music, sorry guys. Windows 10, I gotta say, every time I've installed it, has been really difficult. One of the many reasons I've been struggling with keeping up my videos is actually been Windows. Anyway, so I've got those games. A little bit of the old Diablo, Diablo 1. I did a couple streams on that. A couple Super Nintendo games, some Xenonauts, and there's lots. I've got lots of other stream ideas for games. Like it's kind of easier for me to just casually play a game and stream it while chatting with some people than going through this whole well, it's not even that so much recording the Let's Plays are difficult. Honestly, I again, not to complain too much, but YouTube is making things really complicated from my end to just upload videos. Like, they keep adding more and more steps, and they got this new studio which makes it harder for me. Like, I've got... It's like my efficient pipeline of getting videos uploaded and processed is getting really, really rough. So, boy, this game is really freaking out here. I don't know what they're trying to do up here. They're assigned to a burrow right now, which keeps them in this area. So they're trying to go to some stockpile. Maybe they're trying to throw something that's... trying to get to a stockpile that's not in the burrow. It can be very difficult to figure out what your people are freaking out about, but boy, are they freaking out about it. Oops. Usually, you don't get that many spam alert messages, because that's just telling you who. It's not telling you what they're trying to do. It's possible it's all they're trying to go... They shouldn't even be trying to go down to the bottom layer, though. If they're trying to get down here, that would be weird, because this is a new area. It's definitely not in the burrow. But, yeah, you know, some people have died down here. Makes sense. Probably, if people didn't go running down here, they'd be doing a little better. But anyway, I'm trying to not talk too much about Dwarf Fortress. I'm trying to talk about the channel. What's been going on? So, right, let's just talk about, like, the future, right? So I've sort of complained a little bit about 2020 and all this stress and panic and everything being rough, and how YouTube's made things a little bit more difficult for me to keep the regular schedule going the way it used to be. It's not impossibly difficult, it's just a little harder at a time when I'm already feeling a little bit unmotivated. And I think that's probably a lot of it, is just I'm not being very motivated. We kind of went through a phase, like, I don't know when it was, like in February or March, where it was like the beginning of the COVID-19 stuff. And everyone just sort of, at least in my sphere, you know, we just all sort of stopped doing things. Like, the world just stopped. You stopped going out. You stopped doing anything. You just sort of hunkered down. And, like, that was fine for, like, a month or two. And then, you know, I'm definitely one of those... I'm on board with all the... you know, social distancing and stuff, whatever you want. I don't want to, you know, make a big stink out of it, but, like, I'm pretty much okay with staying away from people and trying to keep everyone healthy as long as we can. But eventually it was like, well, but the world keeps turning and things still have to happen, but at the same time as also trying not to die. Not, again, I'm not trying to overblow it or anything, but like, that's kind of how it feels, right? It's like, well, not only do you have to stay quarantined, but you still have to, pay the bills, and things still need to get done. So I've been trying to balance that and not get too stressed out. And it's, again, I'm sure everyone's dealing with similar stuff, and some of you guys probably have it much worse off than I do. So hopefully you're doing all right as well. But anyway, that's definitely been a factor for my Let's Plays on the channel. Just being a hobby and everything, it's easy to take a break from the worky side of YouTube, which is, I don't know, it's difficult to estimate exactly how long it takes. But like, if I record a video in half an hour, I don't really do a lot of editing typically. I just sort of, try to make sure I record well the first time and then split them up and upload them. But like half an hour episode getting uploaded, it's probably like another, I don't mean to overestimate, but it's probably like 10 minutes of work just labeling, doing stuff on YouTube, trying to make sure it all works. And it used to only take me like, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 minutes per video just to get it all set up nicely. But it's taking considerably longer on the YouTube, website portion to okay, well, we've killed a fair number of them, but it looks like they're not coming up. So seeing as I know they're all kind of down here, I'll probably just get everyone killed, but I'm just gonna go station my army down here and we'll just see what happens. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of my excuse / rationale on why I haven't been as active. And I definitely wanted to say thank you to those of you that are still watching some of the videos. I have still been uploading things, obviously, just not at the same plan. Like, this is just not according to plan. That's the main thing. I had an idea of which series I wanted to get going for 2020, and series to continue, and games I wanted to keep working on, and all that kind of stuff, and it just hasn't really gone to plan. Things are fine, things are still happening. It's just not working quite the way I wanted, and that's a little frustrating. So, I appreciate you guys that are still enjoying the channel, watching videos, all that kind of stuff, whatever. Some of you guys are Patreon supporting, financially. I appreciate that on however you feel like you can do it, whether it's through Patreon or some of you YouTube members or Twitch subs. That's one of the perks of all this streaming, is I've got more ways of potential monetization for different people. Like, if you have that Amazon Prime thing, you can without paying any money, you can support one of your favorite streamers for free, essentially. But you pay your Amazon monthly whatever thingamajigger, but there's stuff like that I've been doing a little bit more of, which is, it's cool and all. It's I think it's important, especially this time, to make sure anyone who's considering supporting myself or any other streamers, make sure you're looking after yourself first. Oh, there, now it's getting dangerous. The elk cover right. Oh no, just the clear fiends. Are these guys more dangerous than the other ones? I really have just been zipping through this as if it's totally, we should all have died by now. Oh, those are the poisonous vapor fireflies. Vapors can be really bad. Charcoal could be bad too, because they have a body that's actually made of charcoal. I'm surprised, we still have anyone alive at all. Anyway, this is awkward. But yeah, anyway, I just want to say, I appreciate all the support, and make sure you're looking after yourself first. And if you want to chip in $1 to a month or whatever, that's cool. But, no pressure in the slightest. I think most of my guys must be dead. There's not very many dwarves down there anymore. So yeah, that's cool. And what else is there? So, like I talked about some of the... Yeah, everyone eventually died. We did pretty good, though. We killed a lot of them. If I'd been a little bit more careful, we might have been able to stop them. We've lost 23 dwarves so far, but I think all of my military dwarves are down here dead now. So I think the poisonous vapors are probably what got to them, actually. Yeah. Interesting. Knocks them unconscious, and then they just kill them. Fair's fair. The end of the fort. Should make sure if I want to give this another try, I should make sure I close the game without saving. Save scum it a little bit. Probably will, because we're just goofing around. It's been a good fortress overall. I'd hate for it to just fall because I was goofing around chatting with you guys while I dug too deeply and greedily. But yeah, so plans. Okay, let's talk about plans for the channel. I know I left Shining Force CD unfinished. That was a series that I started recording before the last Windows update at the end of 2019, and then I had something crash and I had to reinstall Windows, and it was just a nightmare. So that ended up it was supposed to be a much shorter break because I lost a bunch of settings for how I was recording the series, but it will continue at some point. I know I've had a few comments asking about that one, so that one's not abandoned. It's just been sort of put on hold while I figure stuff out. I've kind of been enjoying just bouncing through various Super Nintendo, like for live streaming purposes. Like Xenonauts went on for so long, I don't really want to start too many giant, huge games right now. Great, you finished an elk fiend bone earring. An elk fiend is another demonic elk that has been attacking us recently. We made a demonic earring right as the demons come in to kill everybody. But yeah, so because Xenonauts was such a hugely long, involved series, and it's going to take forever to actually even finish uploading them all, I don't really want to start anything else huge. I'm kind of trying to stick with relatively simple or short. So that's kind of why we did like Secret of Mana and stuff. And I was thinking of doing a couple more like that. I've actually had some... there's an old game for the Super Nintendo called EVO I've been kind of thinking maybe I'd play, because it's an interesting kind of old, maybe cult classic niche style game. It's pretty cool. But there's also like it's technically a port of another game that's got it's another like EVO, but it's like I forget the name of it. Whatever, I'll have to look it up to get it all straightened out. But like I was kind of thinking maybe I'd do the Super Nintendo version and then play the original, which is actually like got a more built up story. It gets kind of crazy. I haven't actually played it before. I've just looked at it a little bit. But that might be fun. There's some ideas like that. Because I've been playing so much of this Mana series with Secret of Mana and Seiken Densetsu, I was kind of thinking maybe I would try Legend of Mana on the PlayStation 1, which is a I didn't like it the first time I played it. There's a lot of PlayStation 1 RPGs that carried on from the Super Nintendo series, like the Mana game and Chrono Cross and so on and so forth. I often wasn't very happy with the changes that happened on the PlayStation era. So, for example, the Legend of Mana game, I really didn't like the direction the series went, so I never really played it very much. But I have played a lot of Secret of Mana and Seiken Densetsu on the Super Nintendo, and then recently for you guys. And I even played the remake of Trials of Mana on the Steam version recently, just off camera on my own. And it's kind of got me into the mood to the world. Oh, that took their sweet time, but the fiends are upstairs somewhere now, killing everybody. Yeah, they're in our base, killing everybody. This is what always happens. They're taking their sweet time, though. And there's not very many. Like, our army killed a good number of them. You got to give them credit. They killed like a full page. That's like, I think each page is like, depends on the zoom level, but this is probably like 30 or so demons. We're really quite lucky. I mean, lucky. We're all dead anyway, but because they're all made of steam and smoke and stuff, we probably could have killed them all eventually if I'd been a little bit more careful. But I was expecting them to all be invincible nightmares that kill us instantly. Heck, we've even killed some of the fireflies that fly around, and yeah, it's not bad. It's closer than it should have been, really. But yeah, anyway, so I've got some ideas. I've always got. See, this is kind of the trouble now with like a well-developed Let's Play channel. Is I've got more games that I would like to Let's Play than I will ever have time to actually get to, I think, is the trouble. So I know lots of you guys have suggested games on the list, and I've got probably even more in the back of my mind that I'd like to get to at some point. And the truth is, there's going to be some that I just never get to, and the priority system is really more just what I'm interested in a given day. So as it has been with 2020, I've been looking for more sort of easy to get into not super stressful games, I guess, is sort of kind of what's been turning into. Like Xenonaut started before the coronavirus thing got really heavy, and then after that, ever since and Xenonaut's that was a pretty serious, hard game. Ever since then, I've been like, oh man, I just want to let's play something fun and kind of light. So that's probably the general plan for 2020. Is I'm gonna try an honest effort to get back into the habit of streaming somewhat regularly when I have time. I'd like to do a couple streams a week when I have available time. And actually doing some recordings, some normal, just, more personal recordings. But I've got to balance, how much YouTube work it is with the playing. Because, if I'm recording them for my Let's Plays, it's kind of that's my game time. That's my free time spent. And if I have to spend a bunch of time, working on it on the YouTube end, that kind of detracts from the fun of it. Which is too bad. It wasn't that, if I just rewind time a couple years, it wasn't so difficult to upload videos and get them all sorted on YouTube. I had a pretty good process, a pretty efficient, setting up titles and descriptions and everything. I had a pretty good way of doing it in the past that didn't take too long. And some of it's probably just I got to practice the new method that's a little different, but it just seems to be slower and more work. And if I'm in a bad mood, it just, yeah. This guy, we've done a lot of damage to him. It's this it's these fireflies flying around, poisonous vaporing. This game is really cool. Maybe I'll do some streams of this game. This is not how I normally play, but usually you can look through and see what's been going on and keep track of the actual combat logs and stuff. You got the music working, and you can see what's going on. We're down to 21. They're all children. They're all dead. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of my plan for the year. With the way the coronavirus is likely to keep going, it's not going to disappear tomorrow. We're just going to all have to kind of hunker down and just sort of do the best we can until there's not really any good end date in sight, unfortunately. So that's kind of my plan, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm not planning on closing the channel down, but things are going to change and have to adapt a little bit here and there. I want to keep it light and easy and fun, and if I'm not catching up with some of my old plans, I've got to kind of just, hopefully you guys don't mind. I'm sure the vast majority of you guys are pretty cool. You guys are a good community. I do. That's why I make these every now and then. So I do appreciate you guys being a cool, relaxing channel as well. There's a steam firefly flying around chasing people. It's hard to tell if you're not familiar with the pixel art, but yeah, that was pretty good. There's some kid running away while the firefly tried to kill it with poison vapors. We're down to 7 children left. I better pause quick, because once we get to 0, the game will end, and that'll be the end of the fortress. Normally, this game is kind of like a roguelike. You're not really meant to save scum. You're not supposed to save and reload. You're just, if you close the game, it saves, and there's only one save file per game. But and right now, if you end game, it's abandon, basically. Acknowledge that you've lost, or save and then have everyone die next time you come back. Anyway, I'm just playing around right now. But yeah, that's kind of my plan. I still would like to get to Xenogears. That was a long, man. Can you believe it? It's over halfway through 2020 right now. It feels like it's been both 10 years and 10 days. I looked at the calendar. I'm like, July 7th. Today is for me July 7th. I can't believe it's already July 7th. It's actually been a kind of mild summer where I live in west coast of Canada, so we haven't had very many hot days yet, so it doesn't even really feel like summer's hit. And I thought it was still May or April even. I can't believe it's already July. But it also, at the same time, as much as it feels like, I hopefully you understand. It's just, it feels like time is moving super slow, And then the next time you look at the clock, like a month is gone and you don't even know what happened. You're like, man, I didn't do anything this month. This is terrible. So anyway, that's my story, and that's kind of how things are going. I'm trying to stay in good mood, and hopefully you guys can still get some enjoyment from these videos when they come out. On the near future, like I said, I am probably going to try to keep live. I think it's probably more likely that I will be doing relatively chill, or at least planned to be chill, live streams, and then just, you know, saving those videos for YouTube for the later, getting them all uploaded and processed, and like I got to find a better work process for that gets it done with less hassle, because the hassle, like, that's what's really killing me. Like, you know, I have all these Secret of Mana videos. It's like, you know, 12 or 13 episodes. It's nothing crazy, right? A game that I'm familiar with that I can play through fairly quick. It shouldn't take too long to upload them. You know, I've got enough upload speed. I can do that, and that's all done. But then I have to go through on YouTube and spend, I don't know how long, but like an hour or something, just, you know, messing around trying to get it all set up. And I'm like, I don't even have my thumbnail set up or anything. Like, ugh. So anyway, that's just been very frustrating, and I feel like that has been kind of my main stumbling block. It's the difficulty getting these videos ready and having like the energy and time to want to do it. It just, you know, that's just my own sort of grumblies. I wish it's my own introspection, as I'm not always the most motivated or driven individual. I can be pretty lazy, I guess, or just lacking interest or motivation. So that's kind of my point, and I'm going to try to keep at it when I can. And I've obviously got lots of games I'd like to Let's Play. I've got a big long list on my Steam group or in the Discord, should you guys want to have a look at it. But I often just ignore it and pick something randomly, like you do. So anyway, I think it's been half an hour of me just chatting for fun here. I think we'll call it at this point. Once again, I appreciate all you supporters, whether it's just people who continue watching the channel or whatnot else that you're willing to do. I hope you have enjoyed, and if you have time and you can visit for one of the live streams, I look forward to saying hello. And if not, there'll be more videos coming in the future. Oh, wow! One more thing I forgot before I wrap it up. I do have a new channel art. I had a long-term viewer has created some channel art for me, so I suggest you, if you're interested, have a look at my main channel page. I think it's really nice. I've been meaning to. I should probably post it in the Discord group so you can see the full version. And I got to remember, if I haven't by now, if you're looking at this point, if you mean to the end of the video and I haven't, I should be posting the link for credit to the artist in the video description here, and then on the channel page somewhere. Anyway, point is, I think it's really cool. So shout outs to all of that. And yeah, I mean, things are still moving forward. It's not like we've completely come to a grind. It's just everything seems to be going a little slower than I'd like, and that includes my own my own energy. So hope you guys have enjoyed. Still enjoy when you can. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Have a great have an acceptable day.